Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So Windows XP was the last version of Windows, as you may well know, to include the pinball game that had been part of Windows since Windows 95. Now, apparently there has been speculation that pinball was removed because of legal reasons, but according to Microsoft veteran Raymond Chen, that's not why. And back in 2012, Raymond Chen explained why pinball was removed from Windows. So I thought this was interesting because over the years you may have wondered what happened to pinball because it was a popular game on Windows. Now, in his post back in 2012, Chen has this to say, and I'm quoting, "One of the things I did on Windows XP was post several millions of lines of code from 32-bit to 64-bit Windows so that we could ship Windows XP 64-bit edition. But one of the programs that ran into trouble was pinball. The 64-bit version of pinball had a pretty nasty bug where the ball would simply pass through other objects like a ghost. In particular, when you started the game, the ball would be delivered to the launcher and then it would slowly fall towards the bottom of the screen, through the plunger and out the bottom of the table." He carries on to say, "Two of us tried to debug the program to figure out what was going on, but given that this was code written several years earlier by an outside company, and that nobody at Microsoft even understood how the code worked, much less still understood it, and that most of the code was completely uncommented, we simply couldn't figure out why the collision detector was not working." He carries on to say, "We had several million lines of code still to port, so we couldn't afford to spend days studying the code trying to figure out what obscure floating point rounding error was causing collision detection to fail." He says, "We just made the executive decision right there to drop pinball from the product. So Microsoft dropped pinball from Windows, started in Windows Vista because of a bug, believe it or not." Now, in regards to this, he does say, though, "If it makes you feel better, I am saddened by this as much as you are. I really enjoyed playing that game. It was the location of the one Windows XP feature I am most proud of." So that's the reason, according to Raymond Chen, Microsoft veteran, why pinball was removed from Windows in Windows Vista, and that XP was the last client version of Windows to include the pinball game. So thought that was interesting and just wanted to share it with you guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.